Today, some of pro bowling's top names are on the lanes to compete with their teams in the PBA Elite League, like Jason Belmonte and the LAX against Chris Barnes and the New Jersey Kingpins. And then, reigning player of the year, E.J. Tackett, the Motown Muscle, will take on Jesper Svensson and the Akron Atom Splitters. The PBA Elite League is next on FS1. We welcome you to the PBA Elite League presented by Snickers, round number 12. With a doubleheader today, the Kingpins and LAX to start things off. The Atom Splitters versus the Muscle in our second match today here in the incredible Strobel Arena at Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. Hello again, everybody, with Hall of Famer Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler. I'm Dave Lamont. You know, Randy, we were privileged yesterday, as always, to see some of the best in the world go at it in team competition. But the real co-star yesterday wasn't the players, it was the lanes.
Are you referring to the Earl Anthony 43-foot oil pattern?
I am.
It created total carnage for some of the best players in the world yesterday. And think about this. Out of the 8 games bowled, only 2 of them were over 200. But both matches did go to a roll-off.
Our Bowl TV highlights showing you the first roll-off. But here's what you were talking about here on that right-hand lane.
Watch this. 5 through the middle for DJ Archer. And it was just nonstop throughout the entire telecast.
Came down to Frank Snodgrass, local. All he had to do is basically just pipe it down the middle, and Dallas ends up staying alive in the playoff chase by beating Waco. Now, Las Vegas and Portland, the top of the table matchup. It was a good day for Matt Russo, but
really
again, here's the lanes.
There you go. Another 6 count. Goes light on the left lane, does Chris Prather. And now it's up to Andrew Anderson, and he throws his beautiful strike to lock it up for the Las Vegas High Rollers.
It was a good day for the locals yesterday with Snodgrass and Anderson coming up with big strikes in the team competition. So now we look at an LAX team that has a chance to knock Dallas out. All that talk we had yesterday, well, the strikers of the Waco Wonder is going to win. They still have a chance. But Jason Belmonte and his team can take care of that today.
Yeah, with a win, they actually knocked Dallas out. And Jason Belmonte has not had a lot of success in the PBA Elite League, but he has a chance to get into the top 6 and lock his spot and his team spot and punch their ticket to Portland, Maine.
And he is standing by right now with Kimberly.
Jason, with a win here today, your team will secure their spots into the playoffs. But like they talked about in the Open, that this pair has been absolutely brutal. So what's the strategy today to get some strikes? Because yesterday they were really hard to come by.
Yeah, I think we talked as a team, and it was going to be more about we're going to try to keep things a little more simple today, not try to cover so many boards. Every day is different, so we don't know what's going to happen today on this pair, but we feel really confident if we just execute a simple game plan, make our spares, we'll give these guys a good run.
It's a good plan. Let's see if it happens. Good luck to you guys.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jason and Kimberly, very much. Let's take a look at our lineups. First off, the Ballard family. Carolyn Doran Ballard and Del Ballard managing today for New Jersey Kingpins. They go with experience at the top. Chris Barnes, the rookie Cortez Schenk, last year's rookie of the year, I should say. The very talented B.J. Moore, the powerful Marshall Kent in the number 4 position, and the anchor is going to be a strong one as well for this team in Packy Hanrahan. Here's somebody who we know watched yesterday's telecast and knows all about those lane conditions.
I have a feeling that in this first match, it's going to be real urethane heavy, meaning all the players, or the majority of the players, will be throwing urethane equipment, and right there, Barnes starts off with urethane.
On the left lane, the right lane, for the most part, was the trickier of the two, but it wasn't like the left lane was a visit to a theme park.
Well, all team wins came on the left lane, right? And then one of the roll-offs was one on the left, the other on the right. I think we're good.
LA starting with McHugh. Oh my goodness.
That was the heater, Ricky.
I move 4.
There are school zones that he would get a ticket for with that shot.
Almost 22 miles an hour.
Man. I don't want to drive in a car with him and go over speed bumps. The feeling he just doesn't care. goodness. Cortez the killer right here. Ooh, I thought that might cross over.
Come on, right now.
Fair enough. Let's go. Come on.
Run it over. Come on, 4 card now.
Same leave as Chris Barnes, except now you add the 9-pin, which makes this a bit more difficult.
Oh, we're in our box. We're in the penalty box.
So 65% of the time on this 3, 6, 9, 10. Right. Beautifully done.
Keep playing.
To the LA lineup here, Darren Tang hitting in the second position. He'll be followed by Kevin Williams, the Dominator, and then Jason Belmonte. Understandably at the anchor position, Tomas Kaiku will be the alternate. Perfect.
And you moved that couple rod, or you stood with one? Yeah, that was a good spade too. But you might need to go in there.
And here's BJ Moore. Just a sweet game right here. Well, they're consistent.
Wow. 3, 6, 10, 3, 6, 9, 10, 3, 6, 10.
All urethane.
Every player thus far have all used urethane.
Perfectly done there by BJ Moore, and that 80%. That's really helpful.
Yeah, 80% of the time it's made, and all those great stats come to us from our dear friends at Lane Talk. For more information, head on over to lanetalk.com and download the free app.
Something got in Kevin Williams' way, and while he gets either a re-rack or just gets himself adjusted, and we'll remind, there's the problem. We've got some dead wood right there. Now, this is a race to 2, very simple. So let's just say this match holds and LA wins the first match. If they win the second one, we're finished, and we'll move on. If, however, we are tied after 2, we will have a 3-frame aggregate roll-off. No spares, just 1 ball, and if that isn't enough, then penalty kicks.
Are you kidding me?
That is weird. They may have to respot
that. Yeah, that might get knocked down by the pin setter because it's off spot. But it was the 5-pin that got nudged over.
Yeah, the five fingers are in the air, or the 4 fingers and the thumb, depending on how you feel about that. Yep, that is going to be.
Respond to what?
They moved a couple of things around now, but. Ryan Simonelli getting in on the fun. The MVP last year. But it's been a difficult year for Ryan. He was actually taken off the Waco team by Trent Parker Bone III. Kevin avoids the big embarrassment. But hopefully Ryan will get his game together. Had a long chat with him before the show today. So I'm pulling for him to do well. Kent with a title this year. Okay, we broke up that 3-6-10 racket.
Every one of their shots is hooked early and gone high. And the only good news is that they haven't split yet. Marshall liked that shot until he got about halfway down the lane.
It was the right lane that was the fuss budget yesterday. Now, Packy Hanrahan will be approaching this from a different side when he gets up, so we'll see what it looks like for the lefty. For the Kingpins, meantime, Don Barrett, skilled shot maker to say the least. 10-time champion.
Future Hall of Famer.
No doubt about it. Action on the 7.
That's all we're looking for.
Just a beautiful game, that swing and his touch. Plenty of power.
Crowd pumped up for Packy. Well, there you go. Just switch sides. That's all. First strike for the Kingpins in this match.
I mean, the deficit's only 18, but it could have been a lot worse considering the first 4 shots that went through the nose for the Kingpins. And if Kevin Williams carries that 5-pin in the third, this could have got out of hand real quick.
Somebody who knows how to take a match and get out of hand with it quickly is this man. Wow. Just ever so tiny bit off.
10 players, 10 urethane bowling balls. Every player is using urethane, and obviously they watched very closely to the action yesterday. And the game plan's simple. Use urethane. It doesn't hook as much. You don't have to shape it as much. You can keep it on line.
Easy conversion for Jason.
Oh, I can't believe that overhook.
So right now, once again, it's the lanes that are having a lot to say about this match, but it's the left lane that's being the trouble horse right now, except for that guy, Packy Hanran, who put 10 in the pit where they belong. Where is the Randy Peterson big head? I thought Mike J carried that around with him in his suitcase.
Yeah, we don't need that.
No, I think we do. Take a look at this 43-foot Earl Anthony oil pattern.
Yeah, let's take a look at it, shall we? I mean, what a head scratcher, and it's just I think it's just so apropos that this pattern is so tough, named after the late great Earl Anthony. But you can see where the players are going to try to play. But what we're seeing early on right now, especially on that right lane, is the players playing the extreme outside part of the lane. I think if Earl was here, he would have loved this. He would have loved watching this. Let's go down to the lanes and talk to one of the managers of the Kingpins, Carolyn Dorn-Ballard. What kind of adjustments is your team going to make after all of your right-handers went through the face to their first shots?
Well, as you can see, I'm cracking up. Hey, kids, spares are important, as you can see with our first 5 frames. This pair was tricky for the last TV show. We thought we made the adjustment. Obviously, we're trying to play to the right, take the lane out of play. We're going to make a move off of the first 4 guys. As you can see, everybody feels pretty confident, but basically just making the move, clean frames, and hopefully it comes down to 10th.
All right, Carolyn, thank you.
That's how she bowled. Stay clean, make your spares, comes down to the 10th, and that's why she is a Hall of Famer.
She also used another tactic as well, intimidation.
Oh, no, I know.
She was scary.
Yeah. Well, a completely different throw that time for Chris Barnes than the first time around.
He just went harder and faster.
Way better than 3-6-10.
Well, when you're good, you can do things like that.
How about when you're 54 years old and you can throw it almost 20 miles an hour?
Yep. My ears hurt.
My head hurts.
I think he threw that one faster than the first one. Kevin McCune.
I think 0.2 of a mile faster.
Yeah.
Come on, Courtney, guys, you got this. Let's go.
Let's go, Rook. Come on.
The reigning rookie of the year. Come on, Rook.
That was Chris.
I'm going to go 3-2.
Can take the lead right here.
Well, they have adjusted.
Hello. I mean, the zone kind of looks the same, but like that shot there looked like Cortez took his hand out of it a little bit.
I think he threw a little faster also.
Barnes threw it faster. Well, the ball didn't hook early, so it's going to go faster, right?
Well, you do have a few bowling brains in there because also part of that group is Del Ballard.
It's
Hall of Famer.
It's bowling's Mensa group.
Oh, late and down goes Frazier.
Tang high tight. Oh, love kick on the 10. Just enough to get it to go. And the lead back to LAX. He's farther left.
Oh, no, and he was smacking the pocket, too.
God damn it, that was good.
That was real good, PJ.
Great pitch.
5:26 on the rev rate calendar.
Oh, he's got plenty. Whew. And he's got more in the tank.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Pick it up. Pick it up.
He's so solid.
Come on. Let's go. Such a good move there.
What a great game. Love watching him bowl. There's a couple of games I really enjoy watching out here. One is BJ Moore, the other Chris Prather. I just love watching their action.
Yep, nope. Not enough of a kiss on the 7.
I put it on the other side of the rack. Oh, no, you got it? All right.
Well, good news for Kevin Williams. He hit the pocket twice, left that stupid shaker nudged 5-pin, and now it's just a soft 7. We still have a match. 8 if he spares here.
Scoring pace a little better than anticipated.
Yeah, because the players broke the pair down better. They went with a much simpler game plan, and that's the urethane balls, keeping everything online and in play, and it also forced them to stay in the same part of the lane during warm-ups to break the lane down, completely different than the players did yesterday.
And another strike for the Kingpins. Remember, the at stake here for LAX is a playoff berth. If they win today, they clinch the 6th and final playoff spot for the PBA Elite League.
There's another guy that's got plenty of rev rate that uses his thumb.
And now Dom. And he found a sweet pocket hit, but unfortunately a ringing 10 for Barrett.
We can live with those. That was a good shot.
You see the max scores now switching in favor of the Kingpins for that first point. It's a pretty shot.
Yep. Interesting how tight this game is. LAX has not missed the pocket.
No, and actually,
think about it.
New Jersey did the first 5 shots.
The first four
on the right side.
LAX hasn't missed.
Yeah.
And they're only up by 8. And in jeopardy of losing.
Yeah, the max scores are in favor of New Jersey. Mackey looking the double. Not a problem.
So we've been looking at some numbers ball speed wise, right?
Yeah.
Saw 20, almost a 22, right? 17.3 for Pack.
You're good. That's all right. Come on, one more time, just like that.
And that's why he's got more shape, right? Urethane ball, slower speed, it's going to shape a little bit more.
And in that anchor position, he can shut him out.
Wow. What a turnaround, right?
This game isn't always fair, but let's see what happens to Packy first. We're not burying LA just yet. He's got to move.
You can see just how far to the left he got that one.
What's that math? Where's it to?
Well, somebody doing a quick little bit of math in his head right now. The man from Australia.
So if he only gets 2, it'll be 216, right? Belmonte would need strike spare to win by 1.
And 2.
Do something cool.
Right here, I think the play is to just get 2.
Right. Put it in Belmonte's hands and hope.
That's exactly what he's doing.
That's the smart play. Tessiova's always smarter.
And you can hear Carolyn yelling, "Get 2, get 2." Now Belmo, if he gets 9 on this shot, he'll need a spare strike to tie.
So we may have a roll-off before we would have a roll-off, or
Right.
a shootout in this case.
Very possible.
Yep, let's see.
First things first, strike here. Coast messenger, baby. Wow.
That is that signature Belmo messenger that we have gotten so used to. This is a Just Right strike brought to you by Just Bear, the mindful choice for high-quality protein with no antibiotics ever. Just Right, Just Bear. Mark will do it.
I should do that one better than the last one. That's the problem.
A little reminiscent of the Masters last week.
Bingo, the 8-10. Look at this.
And it's there.
The 2-8-10 was there for a moment, and the 2 and the 10 went simultaneously. All right, make it, you win. Simple. You get a point in the race to 2. I like his chances.
And in all honesty, it shouldn't have been this close, right? I mean, that was the only ball that missed the pocket for this team.
Yeah. That's one of the better 217 games you'll ever see in your life as far as accuracy goes. So LAX is a point closer to nailing down the last playoff spot and eliminating the Dallas Strikers. They're going to switch lanes, and we'll see if they can shut them out and take down the Strikers too. Let's not forget 2013, the inaugural Elias Cup at the great Royal Pin Woodland just outside Indianapolis. The New York City WTT Kingpins beat the Motown Muscle in a 2-game total pinfall Baker team match. You had, look at this team, by the way. This is Scott Naught, Tommy Jones, John Serpinski.
Naught. Look, it's PDW.
Oh, as you'd say, feathering it down. God, I love that. I love that so much. Yak Jurek and Kelly Kulik. And Billie Jean King right there, the founder of the New York City Kingpins, now based in New Jersey, home state of so many bold, Kelly Kulik being one of them, Carolyn Doran Ballard another, and others. A fellow named John Petraglia. You were standing by with a fellow named Jason Belmonte.
Yeah, let's go down to the floor and talk to Jason. Jason, congrats on Game 1 win. Just wanted to know if your heart skipped a beat or two that second ball in the 10th.
Yeah, interestingly, the second shot was actually a little better off my hand, and it just kind of he caught that hang spot down there. That lane has been tricky all week, so yeah, when I saw the 10-pin finally fall, definitely was a little bit more relieved. The last time I saw the 8-10 stand in, it cost me a chance at a major championship title, so I'm glad that sucker fell this time.
Nice. And then finally, what type of adjustments does your team make going from the right lane to the left lane?
It's another really good question, Randy. Again, I think the left lane has some defined hook in the fronts. You looked at their team, their first 4 shots all went high. I think we're going to have to play pretty clever here. We're going to move out of that spot, try and see a little less friction in the fronts, keep our game plan simple like we did the first game, and hopefully we can just get a couple of doubles here or there, and we put up a pretty decent number, and it's going to be tough to beat on that lane.
All right, Jason, thanks and good luck. You know, anytime Jason Belmonte says, that's a really good question, Randy, I get like really warm and fuzzy inside.
An angel gets its
wings. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, oh my gosh.
That's exactly what happens.
Thank you for that compliment, Jason.
All right, hide the women and children. It's Kevin McCune.
Oh, man. Well, you can see what Kevin Williams,
You're still shook up. It's okay. It's going to be okay, big fella.
Oh, my goodness.
Only 21.5 that time. That was the problem for McCune.
Yeah, you can see what Kevin McCune's going to do right here, right out of the gate. He's just going to throw it really, really, really hard and straight. The other players are going to shape it. Kevin Williams, he's a left-hander, by the way.
Yes, sir. And Richie Teese has jumped into the number 2 position. Well, wait a minute now.
Now he's leading off.
He's leading off. So Schenk has been moved out. I don't think Barnes is out, but we do know that.
Uh-oh.
And one more? No. So Richie Teese went way wide right there.
How did that
Well, I got a future Hall of Famer standing behind our booth.
Yeah,
in
Sean Rash, yeah.
And after that shot, I just turned around and looked at Sean, and Sean just covered his eyes. And again, we talked about it during the break, Sean and I. It's all about not trying to shape it on this tough oil pattern.
Well, we know that Shank is out, so we'll see if Barnes moves into the number 2 position. We'll find out here fast enough. Richie Teese will take care of business there. By the way, hardly to find a nicer guy in his building than Richie Teese.
He's.
If you have a problem with Richie Teese, I don't think I like you, whoever you may be.
He's pretty kind.
He is a good dude.
Wow, that's out there. What a beautiful shot by Tang.
In there at the same time.
Wow, 3-1. Look at the numbers.
Again, that was a 2.
You see that gesture. Thank you very much. And Darren Tang working very hard on his game with Coach Mark Baker, arguably the best coach in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Working
Somebody
on his
else
timing.
who's worked hard with Mark Baker.
Here's another guy that works with Coach Mark Baker.
Look out. Oh, I thought he had that.
Pretty good shot, though.
Yeah. Those two occasionally will team up and do Baker Barnes clinics. Imagine you might get a little knowledge out of those two.
I've never been invited to one of those.
You don't need a clinic. You're Randy Peterson. You can do your own.
We're going to leave the rest of that clinic stuff alone and move on. All right, 9 spares good. It's fine.
By the way, something else, we've been talking so much about L.A. trying to get into the playoffs, that New Jersey is still in contention for a first-round bye.
That is correct.
Although they have the second lowest average in the league.
Yeah.
But they were the second team to clinch a playoff spot, and they are still in contention for a first-round bye. Las Vegas took a big jump yesterday with that win for the bye. Kevin through the nose, and he's got some extra work to do.
Kevin Williams, not to be confused with Kevin McCune, has some work to do on the baby split to 2-7. And the idea on this is just to cover both pins with the ball. But we watched Packy on that lane, and he was actually creating more shape. That was probably too straight up the lane and not enough angle. You can see Jason Belmonte in the background. His gears are just spinning right now. He's just processing everything.
Uh-oh. So an open frame against LAX. They're first today. Second, pardon me. And B.J. Moore, who nearly made the big show in a PBA Players Championship. If you can learn to throw it that good, you don't have to go to clinics. Wow. But it's hard to replicate that kind of talent.
Give me that.
And we'll watch the torque and the elbow and the wrist on the way down. Oh. He makes it look like that ball weighs 10 pounds.
Man, I see that torque, and I need an MRI now on my right arm. Wow. The Dominator.
Yeah, good one. That's what Kevin McKeon was trying to do. Went just a hair high, left 4-9. Unfortunately,
because my ring 10 on the tight lane, I didn't do anything different. But I'm a bit thumbed down at the moment.
Well, interestingly, after the talk of the lanes being very pesky yesterday, and they were, it seems that some local knowledge was gleaned by everybody here, and we're getting some good scores.
Good pitch.
not bad.
No, it's the same shot, pretty much the same result as Chris Barnes had. A solid 4-pin.
Hit the pocket. If you don't strike, 9 spare works. Especially when you have a 22-pin lead. Halfway through, almost halfway through game 2.
Here you see Del Ballard offering some advice, and Jason Belmonte, who captured the first point.
The big 10th frame, third in the USBC Masters. Watch that video over again, too, of him not stepping away when something bothered him and getting stuck with an A10 is painful to watch.
Yeah.
That's not painful. That's pretty sweet.
Winningest player in major championship history. Peeling that urethane ball off of the 2-3 board.
Two-time champions Packy joined the Kingpins last season. There you go. Much better. Late reaction on the 10, but down it goes. 5 through, and if this form holds, we're going to have a shootout. Kingpins trying to overcome a 1-0 deficit. Some solid bowling, though, so far today here at this historic home in Allen Park, Michigan. Thunderbolt. And registration for the 2024 PBA LBC National Championships is open now to bowlers of all skill levels and from all centers. The PBA LBC National Championships is heading to a new location outside Chicago and includes 2 new junior divisions. You can compete in singles and optional doubles. Team events, too. Even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today at pba.com/LBC tournament. With Kimberly Pressler and Randy Peterson, I'm Dave Lamont. Game number 2 between LAX and Kingpins here in PBA Elite League presented by Snickers. Second half of game 2. If LAX takes this point, that's the end of this match. Hewn right through the face at 22.6. His hardest shot so far. He went up a full 1.1 miles an hour from his first shot in his other frame. He's just going to hammer a couple off the back wall here. Yeah, almost. So another open frame for LAX, and that increases the Kingpins' lead and their opportunity to force a shootout.
Yeah, Kevin McCune just overthrew it.
Yeah, that's the second time that Richie has done that exact same shot.
Actually, he actually moved right on that shot.
Even further?
He moved right and closed his angles down just a little bit.
Right.
I'm going to get a number for you and tell you how many different. It was a good 3 to 4 boards different. But it's too much angled that way. It's too much angled to the right. And
just can't come back.
In jeopardy of an open frame if he doesn't convert the washout.
And he doesn't. So the gift that was given to them was re-gifted.
Yeah, I think the head scratchers that he's not using urethane like everybody else.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's got reactive. This has been a urethane party. Darren Tang, by the way, is looking very, very good today for LAX. He's been living on the edge, but he's been striking. Until now.
Yeah, that was left. And he pays for it.
Well, a bit.
All right, get the ball over here to the right of the 3-pin. Cut it into the 4 and 7.
Lane talk tells us about 1 in 5 conversion.
Overcut it.
Well, we've had 3 straight open frames, 2 by LAX, 1 by the Kingpins. We'll see if Chris Barnes can step in and take advantage.
Earl Anthony looking down upon us saying, as it should be.
Now, he knew how to handle every pattern, but he was particularly tougher when the courses were tougher, the patterns were tougher.
Yeah.
Like a great golfer on a tough golf course. Or you can just overwhelm it like Barnes. He's just straight at it. Boom.
Yeah.
There was no messing around with that shot. That's about as direct as you can do it. Just nearly 20 miles an hour, and his philosophy just seems to be, I'm going to pipe it where I want to pipe it.
Well, it looks like it's easier to trap it on the right lane. The left lane hooks a little bit more. The players have to be in a little bit deeper on that lane.
That was a no-nonsense shot from him.
They could use one from Kevin Williams.
Didn't get it. He's been around the pocket.
Never know.
And this is looking more and more like another extra inning type of match.
Well, we talked about this yesterday. We'll bring it up now. When do you, as the manager, start thinking about your shootout? This is far from over. This match can turn on a dime, but still.
I think the thing that the managers are thinking about is what players they're going to use.
Right. That's the first one. Yeah, for sure. And the shootout format very quickly is 3 frames, cumulative score, no second ball. So let's say B.J. Moore is chosen. He's going to get 1 ball. And here they are right now. The team with a higher 3-shot total will win. And if we're still tied, then we'll go to, I joked about penalty kicks earlier, but obviously we will go to just a 1-ball roll-off, essentially, until we have a winner. Boy, that's just put that in a museum.
Good.
I have shown you the way.
I'm just trying to learn.
Again, another shot that gets trapped on this right lane. BJ going straighter with more speed. And Chris Barnes says, I've showed you the way. Grasshopper.
Yeah, Chris didn't have that rev rate. Bless his heart. And Don Barrett has just been as professional as you can ask a guy to be.
Quietly doing his job.
That's the way Don Barrett does things. Sets him up in the foundation, but Marshall Kent to wound LAX right here.
Well, yesterday the left lane was the better of the 2 lanes, but not today.
Nope. Kingpins have proven that. That was a rack ripper from Marshall. I'm going to assume that if we get to the shootout, which seems highly likely, he'll be in there.
Yep, Dom will be in there. He'll be in there.
Wow, Tang or McCune? I don't know if we can. Kevin Williams has the look right now.
Kevin Williams doesn't look great on that left lane.
And they, by the way, they do not switch lanes here, all right? And New Jersey will get the first pick of who gets to go first. I'm betting we both know Carolyn reasonably well. She's going to want to go first, don't you think? Put the heat on?
I think so.
We could ask her, you know. He's almost throwing the ball beautifully today. I will say that. He has, yeah.
All right, let's go down to the floor real quick. Carolyn.
What do you want from me?
I want to know which 3 players you're going to use in the roll-off. And, and who's going to go first?
Yes. So we are going to go with B.J. Moore, Marshall Kent, and Packy. And then yeah, that's it.
Will you go first or second?
Who?
You guys, your team.
Oh, I don't know. Do we get choice of that or something?
You do.
I can't remember.
You're the higher seed.
We do? Oh, man, I don't know. We're the higher seed. Do we want to go first or not? Are we going to bowl first or second? What do you think? I say first.
Yeah, that's what we thought. Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Yeah, I got the name. I thought maybe Barnes might get in there, but certainly hard to argue with the 3 that she picked. And Packy just has to keep this on the lane, essentially. On the lane.
Yeah. Raise that average. Hey, we shot 200 twice. We shot 200
So we will go to that 3-man shootout. And we already know whom the Kingpins will choose. We guessed LAX's lineup, Belmo, Barrett, and the third is an interesting one. I would think it's either going to be McCune or Tang, but you never know. And Packy Hanrahan will be in the shootout for New Jersey Kingpins, as will B.J. Moore and Marshall Kent.
That's it. That's my he's gonna throw your phone. Yeah, please. I wish I could have given you a full rack, sorry.
Nice going.
And they'll let Cortez Shank will go ahead and just shoot at the spare.
Yeah, we don't want to scare him. Yeah. We don't want to outdo ourselves by not hitting over.
And that appears to be the case, which you're allowed to substitute.
We'll have to raise our second game. We get to pick our order, right? Please raise it responsibly. Never mind. Nope.
Yeah, Chris didn't hear your
If he subs
interview,
in for
Randy,
you,
so
then
he's
he's in
not
for you in
aware
the roll-off.
that Carolyn has already announced
Yeah, we're good on
her intentions.
Sorry, brother. Appreciate the love.
My bad. Sorry.
There you go.
I guess you can't sub out. He was just going to shoot the leave.
Oh, you can't sub out for the last shot, apparently. Normally, you can sub before a frame begins and that other player is out for the game, but this is 10 frames. This is the last shot. So there you go.
Right. So if he subs, if he shoots the spare, then Packy's out of the roll-off.
Out of the shootout. You can't do that. The other thing, I wondered if they were just using Shank as kind of a canary in a coal mine too, just to.
Well, if it goes past the 3 shots, right?
Right.
Then
By the
it
way, that's a
becomes
stupid
one
rule,
player,
'cause a
one
roll-up
shot
is a
at a
new
time,
round.
and you need another man on deck.
Right. That's the other thing. So you would have been short-personed, short-handed.
Sure. Do you need to know our lineup, or why do they go first? Yesterday it was the left lane that went first.
Whoever started on the left
Picks what?
picks which team's going first.
So randomly, whoever is on the left lane.
It's the home team. That's how it's written.
Okay. You know, there is a coin that we've invented a long time ago.
We're going as we go along.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
New Jersey gets the choice. They've elected to go.
We did, right? It was us, right? What's happening here? Am I lost? Do I belong here? Okay, just checking.
So we thought it was a higher seed. Apparently, it's the team that starts on the left lane. So that's news.
Well, it's going to be B.J. Moore on the right lane that will get it going. And even though we are in Detroit and we're not in New Jersey or LAX, New Jersey is the home team for this. So they got the choice, and this is a solid choice to start things off. He started to walk away from that. He knew he was going to strike.
Yeah, that was a walk-off.
I could do that.
Boy, is he just throwing it so good. So Dom Barrett, who has also thrown it absolutely beautifully today, gets the first dibs. This is a big shot because if he doesn't strike, LAX is immediately behind, and we're not shooting spares. It is literally a 3-ball roll-off. A solid player.
Is he any good?
Low pulse rate. What do I have to do? Okay, throw a strike. I got it. No trouble. We're tied.
Just another beauty from the future Hall of Famer Dom Barrett.
Let's go, baby, right here.
That right lane's developed quite nicely where you can do that.
Come on.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in our next match with that right lane. Got a little rev rate arriving in our next match. Motown versus the Atom Splitters. Could end up being huge. An extra tap on 2, so that's 8. They're down 2. 9 or better, and the Kingpins shut them out and take the match. And that is big news for Dallas, because that means LA does not clinch a spot today, and the Strikers are still alive and kicking.
I can promise you Norm Duke's watching.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was going to say the same thing. Check. 10 is better than 9, which is better than 8, which is the Kingpins have taken this match. Well, Carolyn picked, and Dell picked the right there. There's no argument with that. That was perfection from the Kingpins. And we still do not know who has that 6th and final playoff spot in the PBA Elite League. Becky Hanrahan needed 9 or better. That's better. Next up, one more match. Maybe another shootout. Let's go to Bayside Bowl 2018. The Silver Lake Atom Splitters, as they were known back then. This is a solid team, by the way. They beat the Philadelphia Hitmen 2-0 at Bayside Bowl in Portland. Chris Barnes was the MVP that day. And with that W, the Atom Splitters became a 3-time Elias Cup champion, 14, 15, and 18. Huge props to the guy in the crowd with the Hulkamania outfit. They are now the Akron Atom Splitters. They're taking on the Motown Muscle here at Strobel Arena at Thunderbowl Lanes. PBA Elite League presented by Snickers. And Kimberly Pressler is standing by with EJ Tackett.
Thanks, Dave. So, EJ, fans looking in see you and Anthony on the same team, 2 of the hottest bowlers on tour right now, and they think you guys are going to dominate right from the beginning. But that has not been the case this season. You guys actually struggled in the beginning, but now you guys are on a hot streak. So what's changed?
Yeah, we got off to a slow start. It was kind of one of those things where we had to learn how to work together a little bit. Our communication got better and better, and once everything started clicking, it was full steam ahead. And hopefully we can bring home another one today for this hometown Motown team.
Well, team bowling is quite different than individual bowling, but let's talk about the lanes for a second because, you know, there's a lot of talk about how brutal they are, and I saw you over in the wings watching the other 2 games. What did you learn from that you can apply here today in your match?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty simple. Everybody threw urethane in front of us. So it's going to be, you know, bumping up to it and just making good shots, get your ball through the pins, and not make mistakes. You know, that's the biggest thing in this environment is not making mistakes and opening doors for your opponent. So hopefully we can go out there, string some strikes, few mistakes as possible, and see if we can come away with a win.
Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Kimberly and EJ. Take a look at the Atom Splitters lineup put together by Mark Baker, Chris Vi, Nick Pate, Francois Lavoie, Tom Doherty, and Jesper Svensson will be the anchor. Special shout out to Chris Vi's mom for cookies that were brought to the booth today. Very much appreciated. Well, that was just as straight as you could throw it.
Well, and that's what they've been doing. There's one thing I do know. PBA champion and coach Mark Baker knows how to put teams together, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. One of the real brains of the sport, unquestionable. And for Motown, the Muscle, Jason Sterner, Sam Cooley, EJ Tackett, Justin Knowles, who's a local, and, of course, Anthony Simons in the 5. Messenger? Seriously? Just going to lean there on the lamppost like that?
Take a shot, Flash.
Well, I think one of the first reactive balls we've seen, except for Richie Teese, he was using reactive. Sterner's going with reactive here to start. And again, the difference between reactive resin and urethane, reactive resin hooks a lot more. Urethane hooks early and goes very straight down lane. Urethane also burns up the front part of the lane and drags oil towards the pins.
All right, Nick Pate out of Invergrove Heights, Minnesota, still looking for that first PBA Tour title. At the number 2 spot here for Mark Baker. And we're definitely seeing a strategy here.
Great shot.
Good looking shot, just didn't get a break.
Run it down. That's a good shot like that.
If there's one thing Nick Pate is good at, it's rolling it. This kid can really get up the back and roll it end over end.
You see Dick Allen in the back is sitting this game out. We'll see if there's any substitutes made at the end of game number 1. No trouble. You know the word I've heard all weekend more than any other when we're talking about this is communication. We've heard everybody, almost every player that either Kimberly has spoken to or that we've talked to, I keep hearing the word communication about this format. Cooley with a strike. And every player seems to think, and we hear a lot of it on our microphones as well. Sharing shots, sharing the intel that you get. Speaking of games that are attractive to watch, here's another one. And absolutely perfect. You saw the ball just bury the 8 and 9 right into the pit.
We're starting to see a little bit different trend here. There's some more reactive resin coming into play.
DJ Tackett, pretty much everything he throws will react, even if it isn't reactive. Ooh, big snappy there at the end.
Like EJ Tackett in the 3-hole? Well,
I'm using
that's
that
because they have Anthony Simonson as well. What a luxury. EJ going with reactive. This one gets left. Elbowed it just a hair.
As you would expect, a class player like that is not going to miss that shot very often.
Got how to bowl.
All right, big Tom, I'm right here. Good, babe.
Doherty going with urethane. Now his new nickname, Tampa Tom, because a couple years ago in Tampa, he destroyed him at the World Series of Bowling.
Right, I remember that. If I remember correctly, that was the same World Series that both PDW and Walter Ray Williams Jr. announced they were retiring from the younger tour. And Tom beat both of them in match play. It's like, really, Tom? Yeah, he ended up, just by coincidence, having to bowl both those guys, and he took them both down. By the way, he's at 49 years old. Love to see him 50 tour if he wants it. That's a pretty shot from Justin Knowles. Justin was going to get some playing time today for sure because he knows this building very well. He's a local. And Jason Couch, the manager for Motown, right there in the foreground, said there is no way I am not bowling Justin Knowles today.
A little shorter backswing for Jesper Svensson than I've seen in quite some time, and obviously it's something he's been working on, but you can see now how much shorter the backswing is. The finish looks the same.
What would be the advantage of a shorter backswing?
I think just trying to gain more control.
Wow.
You know, maybe less moving parts.
Okay.
I mean, I think the thing is that when, and I went through it myself for many years, is when it's not working, you search and you tinker and you tweak, and you're always trying something. You're always trying to find that magic pill.
Through the first 5 of this race to 2 between the Atom Splitters and the Motown Muscle, it's the Atom Splitters with the advantage through 5, but they've struck 4 times out of 5. And the PBA is proud to have Bowlers to Veterans Link as the official charity of the PBA Tour. Today's BBL Salute to Veterans. We welcome U.S. Marine Corps Lance Corporal Frank Robinson, who served from 1981 to 84. Mr. Robinson, thank you for your service.
Yes,
Donate.
Sir.
Go to bbl.org.
Thank you for being here, sir.
Yesterday, you needed Marines to get through the lane patterns. Today, it's been a little bit easier.
All about how the players set up this pattern.
I think it's also another thing. We talked to the managers, and only one group of managers did not watch the telecast yesterday, and that was the Ballards, and they were watching their daughter bowl, which is certainly understandable and more important. But they learned a lot.
Well, I think you made mention of who did watch for them.
Oh, yes, Chris Barnes. Yeah, so they did have eyes on the pair.
The professor was taking notes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, they watched Alyssa and Vanderbilt, unfortunately, not make the NCAA tournament. But clearly, armed with this intel, all these managers and of course, the bowlers have made some adjustments to the good.
Oh, a sweet kick on the 9 for Mr. Sterner.
Great shot, buddy. Great shot.
A lot of the players for Motown decided to go with reactive resin and move just inside of where the urethane balls were going down the lane on this right lane.
Oh, no. Bad break on the ringing 10. Both these teams, by the way, clinched playoff spots by winning in round 11. And Motown a game back of Akron in the standings.
Carbon copy of Nick's first shot. And the only 2 shots that haven't struck for the Atom Splitters are Nick Pate's 2 ringing 10s.
Routine for Nick.
Quality.
Akron beat Motown 2-1 in the 5th round. We are now in round number 12. And earlier, if you missed it, New Jersey took down LA in a shootout. So they went 2-0 against LA in regular season play. Cooley. Sam Cooley buries 10. A colorful strike for Sam.
Great shot, buddy. Way to go. Good shot. Good pitch. Time to get ready.
And Francois Lavoie. See what he's done in the Elite League so far, and that is some heavy-duty numbers for Frankie. Yes, sir. Divide and conquer.
Put him up here. Put him up here. Put him up here. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Goes against all things we normally see, isn't it?
Definitely goes against the grain, but he's got such great touch.
On the other hand, we have that.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that this season. A lot of that last season. A lot of that since he came out on tour.
I'm still amazed by the physics of his game.
I've said it for years, pound for pound, the strongest ball on tour.
It just is something to behold, and even I've seen it for years. It's still astonishing to me.
He's a hell of an athlete for his size. He's got incredible strength.
Yeah, and other good athlete in other sports, a good one, golf particularly. Tom Doherty able to paralyze some pins and take them down as well.
Senior tour coming in hard.
You hear what he just said? Senior tour coming in hard.
Attaboy, Tom. See you out there.
Tom, when he goes out on the PBA 50 tour, to be like printing money.
He'll do okay. Justin Knowles got a lot of folks on his side today. Oh, big mixer. I'm going to lick the bowl after that mixer. Beautifully done there.
Lick the bowl.
You know, somebody makes a nice bowl of brownies or cookies and you want to take that batter before you throw it away. Nobody should ever throw the batter away. The leftover. Nobody. Two strikes and 2 pins to shut out the Muscles, and here's perhaps just the man to do it.
We call that the Chuck Woolery.
2-2. Oh, whoa-wee. What? Throwback Jesper right there. One more of those, and that would just about do it. That will do it, really.
Yeah, I mean, he gets this one.
He could bowl right-handed.
I mean, the only thing that would stop it would be that ice skater that had that club.
Right here with us, bro.
I think security will take care of that before it happens.
Tanya something. Hello.
That's an explosive pocket there for Jesper. Just a couple more, and we'll be moving on to game number 2 in this race for 2. The Atom Splitters will have the 1-0 advantage over Motown.
Is it too early to say, after watching this beauty, the Iceman cometh?
Not at all.
It's fun watching him. All that power, but he gets it going. Man.
Oh, ringing 7, but that's irrelevant. He just got much more than he needed. And so the first point goes to the Atom Splitters. And by the way, it's not as if the Muscle bowled poorly.
No.
They bowled fine. It's just that they didn't bowl as well.
I mentioned at the top of the show, yesterday we had two games over 200. Today we've had 5. And this is the highest scoring match.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 258 is our best game from any team we've seen.
And again, it's all about where the players started in practice before game 1, before we came on the air, where they camped out. And they all played in the same part of the lane, and now the lanes transitioned and broke down and are very playable. Yesterday, players were all over the place, some throwing urethane, some throwing reactive. One guy's swinging it from dead there to 7. Another player's throwing it straight up 5.
By the way, these pins matter, if you're wondering, because total pins is absolutely part of tiebreakers and everything else. So Anthony Simonson picking up 27 there for the Muscle, that's important for them.
Yep.
Obviously, it's not going to change the result of the game, but still, when you look at total pins, which is absolutely a category that matters here, those shots do matter. But right now, the Atom Splitters are what matter. They take point number 1 on the race for 2 against the Motown Muscle on FS1.
Jason Couch. Jason, after a tough game 1 loss, what do you tell your team moving over to the left lane?
Continue to throw it well, Randy. Honestly, if you would have told me after three different matches I've seen on TV this week that we're going to bowl 247 and lose, I'd tell you you're nuts. So the boys are just going to stay the course. We're going to have one better shot this game. We're going to go to a roll-off.
All right, Jason. Good luck. Thanks.
Thank you. Nailed that. I couldn't agree with him more. The 247 yesterday would have won by miles.
Yeah. Nobody saw that coming.
No lineup changes for either manager, and again, why would you?
No, no need.
Yeah, nobody stunk the joint out. Everybody was hitting high flush and almost getting strikes on even the ringing 10s. That was strong performance on both sides. Not almost getting strikes, getting strikes.
Now Sterner goes back to his teammates and says, all right, this is what I did. This is my move from the right lane to the left lane. I moved 3 or 4 with my feet, 2 with my target. And you saw where the ball ended up, right?
And the leadoff position is almost like a scout in some ways.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what Chris Vai's message is to his Atom Splitters. They're 8-4 if they win this. Motown 6-5 currently. But again, both sides are already in the playoffs. And the strike fest continues.
And Vai's going to go back and do the same with his teammates.
Here we go. All right, Nick.
And I actually kind of got it a bit more.
Man, beautifully for Cooley.
Good shot, bud.
And he's perfect 3 for 3.
Not bad. That was pointed. No one better, Nick. Right where you want it.
I thought for half a second this might go through the face, but no, sir.
That urethane stuff that's gone down the lane for about 3 games now, it's created some hold on both lanes.
No question about it. This is the guy who I think got cheated last game.
Yeah. And they still won.
There we go.
Didn't get cheated that time.
Great job. Good job, Nick.
Here we go, boys. Here we go. Come on, Frankie.
Good work.
Here we go. Here we go.
A rat shredder right here. That's a pretty good messenger with the urethane.
I didn't think that happened to him. That messenger cheated him. EJ's been bowling on this PBA Elite League now for 10 years. Started out with LAX. And the easiest decision for any manager is, who am I going to retain for next year? Jason Couch will not have one blink of an eye loss of sleep over who he retained.
All right, next question.
Pick me up, boys. Come on.
Francois Lavoie, 5 titles. It is quality over quantity in his case.
You hear that?
You know, for that was
one way, and it's not
explosive.
going to be right.
Lay there. Lay there. It did. That laid there like a hibernating bear.
And hit about as hard once it woke up.
Yeah.
Let's go, bud.
Justin doing well. He is, home center for him is Jack 60 in Jackson, Michigan. That's a well-known house, particularly on the PBA 50 tour. Had a lot of events there, and we'll have some more. Okay. Just to add to that, the PBA 50 World Series of Bowling will be at Jack 60 this year.
Run it down. All right, run it down, buddy. Come on. That's right on TV.
Knowles 10th at the Players' Championship this year in Wichita.
Well, very fortunate the 10 kick late because they're already trailing, and for a must-win for the Muscle, they can't afford to fall even farther behind. Tom Doherty stepping up. The Atom Splitters working on 3 in a row.
And that streak comes to an end with a 6-10 for Tom.
All good, Tiddy. On the spare.
Leave it there.
It is so dramatic what we saw between the 2 days. Yesterday we were seeing washouts. We were seeing these bizarre leaves. We saw a 6-8-10 yesterday that got stuck in Sean Rash's lap. And today, routine spares, an occasional problem. But, I mean, this has been just smooth sailing for both sides.
Keep working, boys.
Yeah, Motown Muscle been hanging on to this guy, understandably. No matter what angle we show it to you, it's just as sweet.
Lots of frames left, boys.
I think it's
Top 3 players in the world?
Oh, yeah.
Simon?
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
One good one, bud.
You can have a good time debating the others. I would probably want to nominate EJ.
Yeah.
The third spot could be like the swinging door spot. Probably Kyle right now.
Yep. You go Kyle, you can go Bill O'Neill.
Yep. See, right off the bat we started.
Super early.
So the same for Jesper Svensson on the right lane as it was for Justin Knowles on the left lane. Justin goes high. So does Jesper Svensson.
Jesper in the anchor position. Had a very solid first game on the left lane. Routine for Svensson.
Made that look easy.
Yeah, he did, and it's not, but the pros make it look easy, that's for sure. We are halfway through this one, and it's very simple for the Atom Splitters. Can they lock this game down? And if they do, it's over. They pick up the W. Muscle can't quite see it that way, and they don't. They're trailing. And a great Strobel Arena inside Thunder Bowl, Allen Park, Michigan. And you've got a conversation with Mark Baker.
Yeah, let's go down to the floor, talk with Coach Mark Baker. Mark, past PBA champion, so you've been around this game, arguably the best coach on the planet. What is the conversation like with you and your squad during the commercial break?
We're just kind of staying loose. These guys are having a great time, having this year to get together. They've turned into a real team. Watching them gel and work together has been a blast. So we're just staying in the moment, having a great time.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Randolph.
Mark and I grew up bowling juniors together.
You are California boys.
By the way.
Yeah. Yep.
Grew up in Southern California together and competed against each other for many years.
In many places all over that state.
There's not a lot of people that call me Randolph. Bakes does.
So Jason Sterner left the Wonders last year, picked up by the Muscle. The Wonders knocked out of the playoffs yesterday.
Oh, that's got to go.
Yep, it did.
Oh, it does. It's more than hooks.
Yep.
That hooked so much, it becomes our satisfying moment of the match, sponsored by Snickers. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers or a ball that hooks when you ask it to.
Good one. Little light tickler there. 4-pin goes late. Oh, thank you. Yep. He's got some dance moves going.
Yeah, got the Atom Splitters trailing.
Oh, man.
It's like watching a table collapse. Just two sides, you put a table together and you take it apart. Man.
That was big. Watch this trip 4-9. Help. Oh. Yep. Just stole one.
Come on, Sam.
Back and forth goes the lead. Cooley has not missed yet. And every shot off his right hand today has been money. That's cute. Very nice. Sam just going about his business.
And just make sure I don't overthrow it, though.
Come on, Nick. One time, son.
First game, 2 bringing 10s for Nick Pate, but his last shot was a nice rip-rack messenger to cut it to 1. Big shot right here.
Oh, boy, for a blink of an eye, a 5-7 was sitting on the deck.
All right, here we go. Here we go. On the spare. On the spare.
A lot of frames left. A lot of frames left. Let's go.
That was almost the Dick Weber special. The trip 5-7.
That's right. All right, Adam. No tricks.
Good job, man. Here we go, Frankie. Back on. Good job. You gave it a chance.
So the Muscle, and if the Muscle closes this out, and here comes a closer right here, then we will go to, again, the 3-frame shootout.
That was real loud.
Do not adjust the volume on your TV sets. It's just EJ Tackett.
Nice shot.
Great time for that to happen to Motown. And now it's almost must-strike territory for Akron.
Started that one out a little more right tight than normal, but it came right back in perfectly for LeBlanc.
One guy, TD. Give me a shot here. Give me a shot right here.
Right over second arrow. And a nice little rack splitter.
Big shot here for Justin.
Run it down.
Well, last time he went high on that lane and obviously made an adjustment.
Look how the max scores changed.
Well, here, let me circle that real quick so folks at home can see it.
You have the pen.
And I've heard somewhere before that it's the power of the pen.
It is the power of the pen, especially with the telestrator. But all of a sudden, there's a chance for the Atom Splitters to steal this one.
Yeah, there's a shutout in play now, but it starts right here with this man, Tom Doherty. 49-year-old Tom Doherty. He's got a sight set on the PBA 50 tour.
Well, it's getting tougher every year.
Hello, boys.
Yeah, I know.
It's me, Tom.
Oh, no. Never mind the max score. We've got an issue here in the 9th for Doherty.
Shot. Yeah, it's on me.
Well, you heard manager Mark Baker say, be right. And it was right through the nose, just slightly high of the center of the pocket, leaving the 4-9.
Got it. Nailed it.
He turned around before the ball was 3/4 of the way. Watch this. Watch him turn around. Hey, guys. Remember me? Yeah. What?
I don't know. Maybe somebody in the audience said something. Either he was going to miss it or whatever, or maybe he said he would make it, but whatever it was, Tom heard it. However, there is a shutout possibility. And not so fast, my friend, the man says.
As that number keeps changing.
He needs to make this.
Yep.
And then 3.
That's it.
And we'll go to the shootout. He made it. And he'll get 3.
Hi, boys. Right to work. Right to work, guys.
All right, so now we start thinking shootout. Who do you want to predict is going to make it for Motown? Oh, wait, I'm only going to give you one choice because the other two are pretty obvious.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be EJ, it's going to be Simo, and I think it's going to be Cooley.
Yeah, I think that's the – he's had the best look of arguably anybody on that team today. So we are going to go to the shootout. It is official. So now, what about the Atom Splitters? What are Mark Baker's choices?
But it's going to be either Cooley or Jay.
Well, let's see. Let's see what this 10th frame does for Jesper Svensson, and then I'll give you my prediction for them.
Okay. I have to have one guy I think automatically gets in, and that's Frankie.
And that's what I wanted to see.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I like Frankie. I like Tom Doherty.
What about Nick Pate?
And I like Chris Vi.
Okay, Vi over Pate, you think? And don't forget, by the way, just because we mentioned those 3 names doesn't mean the others aren't going to bowl. That could be a possibility that we get to a 4th and 5th bowler.
Hey, Jason, can you hear Randy up in the booth?
Yes, sir.
All right, extended play now. Who are the 3 players that are going to go into this shootout for your team?
I'm going to have Sterner leading off. I'm going to have E.J. Tackett second, and I'm going to have Simo third.
So wait a minute, you're going to go with E.J. Tackett and Simonson? Wow, that's a real reach.
Gee, thanks, Randy. You're the best.
Best of luck, Parts.
Thanks.
Way to roll the dice, Jason.
Way to go out on a limb.
Oh, bad break there for Svensson. As remember, talk about total pins managing. Let's see what Bakes has for you.
Hey, Coach Bakes, what do you got going there in the shootout? Which 3 players you going to go with?
Who are we going with?
Frankie's first and Vi's second. We don't know yet.
We're going with Frankie first, Vi second, and we're going to flip a coin for who goes third.
You got it. Thanks. Best of luck. Hey, we got 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
With that squad.
We got 2 out of 3 with Motown.
We did. Yeah.
I don't know how we pulled that one off. Now, again, really quickly, this is no spares, 3 shots. If we're tied, then we just keep going with 1 ball roll-off. So that's when you could possibly see, I mean, not could possibly, you would see those who are not picked for the first 3. That has not happened yet this weekend. It's all been settled in 3 frames. Yeah, he's just throwing it too darn good to leave it out. Just too darn good.
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
Great shot and great start for Akron. Thanks to Francois Lavoie.
See what Jay Stern has to say about it.
He's had a good look all day as well, by the way.
Yep. Boy, that rotated in beautifully.
Well, here's who they rolled the dice with.
One time, son. Here we go.
Nick Pate.
He's had some bad breaks on good-looking shots.
Hasn't missed the pocket.
Nope.
1 strike. Remember the last shot? That swishing 5-7. The 5-pin goes late. Same thing.
Yes,
Same hit.
it was.
Same hit.
All right, that's 9. Remember, he's not shooting at that 7-pin, so Muscle can take the lead here with E.J. Tackett.
And look who's coming up to bat for Motown. E.J. Tackett and then Simonson.
Yeah, how unfair is that?
Woo!
But you know what? These guys are 6-5. But they are on a good string lately.
Uh-oh, he likes it. He shouldn't. Look.
No.
Look at his reaction.
Yeah.
He liked that.
He's puzzled. Atom Splitters can lock it out with a strike right here.
Be ready. Chris, 1 shot right here, baby. Come on. Where you want it?
Yeah.
Come on, Chris. Lock it in here.
Chris Vi for the win. Chris Vi has set them up where Muscle must strike or it's over. But if they do strike, we'll go again. Oh, who would you like to pick of all the people on the entire planet Earth to throw this shot right now?
He'd be one of them.
No, it doesn't work out. The Atom Splitters take it by 1.
Way to step up.
And Akron improves to 8-4. Motown drops to 6-6. Again, both teams, however, are in the playoffs. So you had a big win for New Jersey today to move into 2nd place. And another big winner today who didn't even bowl, the Dallas Strikers, who are still alive after LAX could not knock them out. This is what happened today. This is what the playoffs look like for the moment. 4 versus 5, Akron and LA, 3-6. Vegas versus the winner, New Jersey, Motown. Portland, winner of Akron, LA. And of course, the Alliance Cup final Tuesday, September 17th on FS1 at 7 o'clock from the incredible Bayside Bowl in Portland. Kimberly is standing by with the winning team.
Mike, I saw you guys all huddled over there in the corner when Anthony got up. And tell me exactly what you guys were saying over there. Were you just holding your breath?
No, we were already picking who we were going to pick 4th and 5th. We knew Anthony was going to strike, we thought. So we had the lineup set. We were ready to go.
Well, congratulations. You guys move on.
All right. Thank you all very much. Congratulations to Mark and that team. The World Series of Bowling, number 15. Thunderbolt Lanes, Allen Park, Michigan. The Roth Coleman PBA Doubles Championship starts it off in a week. noon Eastern on FS1. Then the Cheetah Championship on the 15th. The Scorpion Championship on the 16th, and primetime 7 o'clock. The Shark Championship primetime on the 17th. All of that 7 o'clock on FS1. And you take a look at the Rolf Holman PBA Doubles Championship, the first event. This field is insane, Randy.
Yeah, pretty strong. I think the strongest in a Rolf Holman doubles ever, and maybe the strongest doubles in the history of the PBA Tour.
103 titles, 32 majors, and 9 of them have won that title. So our coverage of the World Series of Bowling is going to continue next Sunday at noon Eastern on FS1 with that Rolf Holman PBA Doubles Championship here from Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, Michigan. Coming up next, NASCAR Race Day, Martinsville. For Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, and our entire crew, I'm Dave Lamont. You have been watching the PBA on FS1.